What's going on, guys? It's Brendan from Modern to Me, and today we're going to be discussing the solution to the coding exercise with enhanced for loops. So hopefully this was a little bit easier than the guessing game for you. I was a little more explicit than the guessing game. I didn't just say, make this, K, have fun, bye. No, I kind of told you guys a little bit what to do. So the first thing I told you guys to do was to make a person class. So you might have run into a little trouble here, actually. If you went into source and try to go new class, you would notice that you actually already have a person class. So maybe, well, if you've been following my tutorials, you should have another person class. So maybe you named it something different, or what you can do is you can just right click, hit delete, and hit OK. And now we can make another person class. So if you just right click source, go to new, then go to class, type person, and hit finish, and now we have our class, our person class, ready to go. And so I just said to make two instance variables, name and age. So go private name and private age. Oops, I need types there. Private string name. There we go. It's been a long day. Private int age. There we go. All right. And I said there needs to be a constructor to initialize these variables as well. So remember, constructors need to be public. So public, and the constructor name is the name of the class. And then as parameters, let's just go string name and int age. And then to assign these variables, we'll use the this keyword. This dot age is equal to age, and this dot name is equal to name. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. What else do we got to do? We also need another method called ageUp that increments age by 1. So to do this, I just created a void method, and what's the name? ageUp, and no parameters necessary. And all you got to do is increment the age by 1. So age plus plus. All there is to it. Nothing tricky. Okay. So the next point says to make an array list to hold 3 person instances initialized to your liking. So let's go back in the main method here. This is where our program is going to launch. And we need to create 3 array lists. So let's import them. Go import the array list, I mean. So import java.util.arraylist. Okay. And now let's create these bad boys. All right, so array list. And in these brackets, remember, you type the name of the class, so you're going to want to go person, and I just want to name mine people, and we'll set that equal to new array list of the person class. Oh, there we go. And add some parentheses in. Looking good. We have an array list all set up. So now we need to add 3 person instances. Just go people.add. And in here, we'll just create a new person, and we need to pass in a name and an age. So let's go Billy, and Billy is 10 years old. Okay, and let's add another. People.add, got a new person, and we'll name him John. He'll be 17. And then we'll add another person. Her name will be I don't know how to spell Margaret, so how about Bethany? And she'll be 65. Okay. So we have 3 people. Could have done more if you wanted. No reason to. I didn't tell you to. So why put in more effort if you don't have to, right? No. Okay. So now we have to use an enhanced for loop to make every person older by 1 year. So to do this, we want to go and we want to make our for loop. So remember, type the word for. And then the first part, you create the variable that you're going to be referencing in the loop. So we'll create a person. We'll just name it P. And then you remember, you type a colon, and then you type the list that you're going to sort through. So ours is people. So now we have all our enhanced for loop set up, and all we have to do is make each person older by a year. So you just do p dot age up. And oh, I knew I forgot something. So we should make this public so we can access this outside of the class. If we made this private, we see we get an error. So don't do that. Let's make this public. Okay. All right. So actually, if you just follow that, you're actually done with the coding exercise. One thing I probably should have mentioned is you need to probably want to at least output what you just created. So let's do that real quick thing where you go to if you're in the person class, source, generate getters and setters, and select all and hit OK. So we have those generated, so we can start accessing their names and ages and setting their names and ages. We don't really need the set ones at all, but might as well generate them if it's just a one click of a button thing. Okay, and so now let's get to outputting. So if we want to just output like system.out println, we'll just go like year 1. Okay. And now let's output each the name of each person. So actually what we can do is we can combine our first output with the p.ageup. So if we just print out system.out.printf, we'll use printf, we'll get a little fancy because I'm feeling fancy tonight, and we'll go %s is %d years old. And so as our parameters, we want their name. So what you do is you do p.getName, and then we want age, p.getAge. Okay, and so what this is going to do is for each person, oops, actually, we need our escape sequence, if you remember, \n, that's how you get a new line. Okay. So what it's going to print out is for each person, since this is an enhanced for loop, it's going to end up looping and accessing every single person in the array list. So it's going to do their name is, and then their age, years old for each person. And then after they print it out for that person, it's going to age them up. So we can print it out and then age them up, and it's actually not going to affect the output until we output everyone again. So let's do this again. Let's create another for loop for person. We'll just name it P2 in people. And we can just copy this right here, Control C. And if we print this out, we need to change this to P2. And also let's print out year 2 because we printed out year 1. So system.out.println year 2. Okay, so we should get some nice output right here. So let's see. Actually, real quick, let me just format this even nicer. If we put a new line, if we put a new line before year 2, we're gonna get a little bit of extra spacing. It's gonna look even prettier. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So if we run this, year 1, Billy is 10 years old, but John is 17 years old, and Bethany is 65 years old, just as we initialized them to. So that's perfect. And now you see, when I put this new line before the year 2, I got this nice little gap, and then it says year 2, and now Billy is 11, and John is 18, and Bethany is 66. So a year has gone by, time flies when you're having fun programming, and they're already another year older. So I hope that you guys liked this coding exercise. So join me in next tutorial where we learn something awesome. I'll see you guys there.